we've talked to you since, I guess, before the first game. So what's the last two games kind of like for you and for that offensive line in general?
Just kind of going out there and doing what we've been coached to do. And each game, there's an opportunity to learn. No matter how good you think you played or how bad you think you played, there's something to improve on. And I think we've done a real good job these first two games of taking coaching and making those improvements where we need to.
You didn't get to play a lot last year before the injury kind of robbed you of the second half of the season. 2 games in here, do you feel like a different player in some regards than where you were last year?
I don't know, difference the word. I just need to be more comfortable in the first half coming out. I feel like just personally, I've been in my head a little bit that first half, then felt comfortable in the second. That's just something I need to work on myself. And once I get that figured out, I think I'll be better for it.
Do you think is that related to the injury? Is that just related to not having as many snaps?
If anything, I feel like it would be the injury. Since coming back, I felt comfortable with it. It's just just something in my mind's kind of messing with me a little bit. But I feel comfortable when I'm out there. It's just I need to focus a little bit more on not worrying about that and just doing what I need to do.
Who do you talk to for that? Like who can you kind of go to that can help you?
Coaches, players, guys that's been through it. There's a lot of guys that dealt with injury and stuff like that I just need to kind of lean on them for resources. We have plenty here, and I just need to be better at that.
Teddy, what has impressed you most about Anthony Grant and his style of run?
He's a playmaker, I'd say. We try and set him up with holes and stuff like that, but if something gets closed or there's a missed block or something like that, he does a good job of making something out of what seems like nothing to normal people.
What do you see from the line that you like that's impressed you in 2 games?
Effort, I'd say. Across the board, there's really no lack of effort across the O-line, and ability to take coaching. Rayola expects so highly of us, and we do a good job of, if we're messing up or if there's something that we're not getting right, we take the coaching, we hit the film room, and we learn from it. We just need to take coaching and what we do in practice and film and meetings and just bring it to the field.
Is the volume of offense that you guys are trying to pull off, would you describe it as a lot? Like, is there a lot of different things that you guys are trying to do, or is it pretty focused?
Up front, I would say it's pretty focused. For fall camp, you have such a wide playbook, and watching spring ball, the playbook is just so huge. And then, but you get to game time, and we kind of narrow down what plays we're going to be running. And the good thing with the O-line, but it's kind of tough, is what you need to have happen is you need to have success on plays that you want to run. For the offensive line, the plays that we like, we need to make sure that there's success on those plays, so we run them more often.
Do you feel like that's been the case in the first 2 games?
Yeah, I'd say so.
Teddy, the first 2 games, you guys have come out first half, second half, and scored on your opening possession.
Yeah.
What's kind of been the key to that, and is that just something you guys emphasize?
I don't know if there's really a key. It's just coming out and knowing what we have to do and getting it done. We know that on the offensive side, it makes the defense life a lot easier if we're scoring and getting points, so that there's a little bit of stress taken off of them. And it just honestly, was a big key last week going into this week, and finishing, playing the fourth quarter all the way through and getting to that second half and finishing. And I just felt like we did a good job this week.
What's your kind of role in that unbalanced formation? You're on the right side on the strip sack. What's going on there with that?
That's my fault. I let him get inside of me. I overset him, but basically not let that happen. It's just basically another blocker over there. Yeah.
Was that just like a straight drop back, or was there something special about that particular?
It's just a drop back. Yeah.
It feels like there's more of those kind of plays this year than we've seen before. What do you like about those kinds of plays, especially when it's a run play?
Just kind of, the next level. I'm not gonna just be. You can't just be perfecting one side. You have to be able to go both ways and be on both sides. And I kind of just like that aspect of being able to flip over there and kind of open my style of play a little bit.
Was that unique when that first started going into the playbook? I mean, obviously spring you weren't practicing, but then you had to kind of catch up on a lot of that.
It's just watching it. I know all the rules for that stuff. It's just now I need to focus more. Kind of taking some right-sided sets and stuff like that. So what happened doesn't happen again.
How much for you, Teddy, is it still about finding your way, finding being comfortable? I mean, there's 2 games last year, 2 games this year. Are you still in that kind of feeling it out phase?
I wouldn't say so. I would say that I just need to, because I know what I need to be doing, and I just felt like these last 2 games, personally for me, I just was in my head the first half. Run game was feeling fine. Pass sets were kind of shaky, but in the second half, I've felt a lot more comfortable and I settled in. So if anything, I just need to make sure that I do that in the first half and be ready to go from this jump.
Now that you've had 2 games as Coach Whip was your play caller, what do you know about him and his personality and his style that you didn't know before the season?
Aggressive, up tempo. Yeah, I feel like we're kind of get up to the ball, get set, get going. And today we did that a lot, and throughout the last couple of weeks we were doing that a lot. And I feel like fall camp there was an emphasis towards like the second half, but now it's kind of ramped up that now we're in season. Our bodies are now used to that now, and we need to be able to execute.
Do you like what's the tempo like for an offensive lineman when you guys move that fast? You're snapping the ball at times around 28, 29, 30 seconds. What's that like for a lineman to move that quickly after a play?
It's a lot, but we do a good job of in practice simulating that, and so that once we do way more plays throughout the week of practice than we're going to play in the game. So your body's kind of adjusted to it. I'd say one of the not challenges, but kind of like tougher things that you got to worry about is getting those calls out. And if like last week, defense was moving and all that stuff, and that's what they were known for is slants and blitzes and all that, different fronts. Just being able to get up, get set, survey, see what the defense is lined up in, and making your calls and going.
Did you get a sense for what it was like for Henry in his most extensive playing time this last week? I mean, a guy in your class, what is it like for you to see him progress?
I'm super pumped for him, and I know him and Bando they were exchanging last week and the week before, and I think that's a good competition that we got going on over there, and I know he was super excited about it. And one of the things that you just kind of have to keep a level head, and he's done a really good job of that, of getting those game reps and then learning from them if he messed up, taking the coaching, and just continuously progressing.
Is he as strong as people say?
Yeah, yes, he is. He's pretty strong.
Where does he rank with, maybe next to Nash Hutmaker? Like where?
Right there. He's with him. He's right there with him. He's kind of a freak when it comes to the weight room stuff.
Is there any real difference between last year you had Nori next to you at that spot, and then you had Turner this year? Have you noticed any real difference there?
Both of them are really good players. Communication's good, and I honestly really haven't noticed a drop-off. I think both of them can play that spot, and Turner's doing a really good job.
Anything else for Teddy?
Was there, in the halftime of that game at 7-7, what was maybe the tenor of the offensive meeting room? Frost was pretty fired up on the field before halftime, so what was maybe the tenor there?
Well, confidence. I mean, we were kind of upset a little bit, knowing that that's not what we wanted the score to be. But like I said, the emphasis was finished, playing that second half, third and fourth quarter, balls to the walls, and I feel like we did a good job coming out the second half and doing that.
Anything else for Teddy? Thanks, guys.